Greetings from my kitchen studio in San Francisco, California, and welcome to BRC and Friends, a regular-ish 30-minute Google Hangout with me, Bruce Reyes-Chow, where I chat with friends and adventurers from around the interwebs. Today, welcome to the show. I'm very excited. Leslie Rodriguez and Josh Wolak from the Nashville-based band Humming House. Welcome, Josh and Leslie.
Hey, Bruce!
Hey, good to see you. All right, so Leslie moved to Nashville in 2004 after growing up in Louisville, Kentucky, and she is a vocalist and percussionist with Humming House. She has her BA from Belmont University and 2 master's degrees from Vanderbilt, where she also started a PhD program. Last year, she put her academic career on hold to pursue her passion for music with Humming House. When she's not on the road, she runs a photography business in Nashville. She also spends her time working on a side project, Hickory Slims, with Joshua, who you'll meet in just a minute. She is married to Javier Rodriguez, and they live with their 2 dogs in East Nashville. Josh, I bet you're glad this isn't a how many degrees you have show, because...
Yeah, I was going to say, make me look better.
Exactly. And then the other 2 people without as many degrees. Josh Wolak plays mandolin 4 and is one of the founding members of Humming House, as well as the soulful lead vocal and guitarist to Hickory Slims with Leslie. Not playing music, he facilitates adventurous competitions which raise money for charity, pretends to have capable home improvement skills with his wife Sandy, and uses ancient alchemical secrets to search for the perfect bourbon-based cocktail. He's also a social media junkie and is the moderator of Humming House's Twitter account. So like before we jump in,
to add my BS of philosophy to that record, just because we got Leslie's degrees.
and he went to college. Okay, there we go. Before we jump in, take a moment to check out all the links below. I kind of have them listed. They'll be below in the recap and in the bios there. Tweet along with us during or after the show at Reyes-Chow or at Humming House or at L_Rodriguez or at Socratic Ego. And use the hashtag BRC and Friends. As usual, our time is broken into 3 segments. The first is centered around my guests, Leslie and Josh, and then around their interests and the band. And then the second, we'll talk about some other random things. And then lastly, the best part of the show, I ask a few random questions that my family has come up with. All right, so now I've known Leslie for a while now. It's been years, and have watched kind of her do a lot of different things. And then all of a sudden we hear this, she's joining this band, which we thought was very exciting. My girls are very excited about this. So tell me, Leslie, Josh, how did this happen? You've known each other for a while. How did Leslie get into the band, and what's it been like bringing in a new band member and getting all that, so that you're set?
Yeah, that was such a fun story. I basically, with the band, we had a pretty good amount of notice when our former vocalist, Kristen Rogers, was going to be leaving the band to pursue other projects. It was a great mutually beneficial situation. But we had a short list of names of potential replacements that could be on the list. And I just started doing that Hickory Slims side project again with Leslie, which is the first time that we had been playing music in a few years at that point. So I called her up, and then I immediately hung up the phone and realized if I don't word this exactly the right way, she's going to think she's going to have this in the bag, like, immediately. Super excited. So I talked to Justin first, and he said, like, do you think that she's got a lot going on professionally? Is this something that she would really be able to do time-wise? And we had just had a conversation about it the week before, so I told Justin flat out, like, I'm pretty sure she would walk away from any other opportunity to be able to do this. So I called her up, said, hey, I don't want to get your hopes up. There is a slight possibility that you could audition for being the vocalist of Humming House. I don't know that that's something you'd want to do.
Yeah. Very carefully.
And slightly, possibly, maybe, you might be able to...
I guess you can finish it from there.
Yeah, so I completely did freak out, and because I really was looking for something else at the time, and I had actually told Josh a couple months before that my New Year's resolution was to do more music, and so I, tried to contain my excitement on the phone, and then I called up Javier, and I was like, oh my God, I could, maybe, possibly, perhaps audition for Humming House, and it was exactly what I needed at the time, and it's worked out. It's been a very smooth transition, surprisingly enough. So,
I'm both great.
Yeah.
That's great. So now you all been on the road a lot. I've just, I'm a total like fanboy kind of person. It's probably your only Asian West Coast San Francisco fan at this point. You all need to get out here more often, maybe. And so I love watching this, especially my girls were like, we've watched every video because we know Leslie, and it's been really great. But you've been on the road, and I know you did one van trip. But what's it like, you know, for those of us that probably want to romanticize it? I know it's not as exciting as it all looks. But what's it like to be on the road? If you could just summarize that for us who are watching this all happen.
I'll let you take that first.
Okay, I guess I'll kick it off. The best one-liner that I've heard about describing it is it's the only excuse for adults to have slumber parties every night, and that's basically the end-all and be-all of it. It's a little ragtag, and you're in constant close quarters with everybody that's around you. But it has that elementary school sleepover charm to it that you just feel like your family and you're doing something special and different that you don't normally get to do.
I mean, literally, we travel around with our sleeping bags and pillows. And like he said, we're in constant close quarters, so we do have to very consciously break off every now and then and get our own space. But yeah, not glamorous. It's there's a lot of sleeping in close quarters and trying to find the next shower and
I find it's almost impossible to talk about touring in a realistic sense because you're either what stick out in our heads are the things that Leslie photographs, the most amazing
exactly
and passionate ones, or the ones where everything just goes completely wrong and awful.
Right.
So those are the things that we always remember and we always talk about. But
a lot of it is a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time that we whittle away, and I actually come home and I always tell Javi about my husband Javier, about these stories or these conversations that we have in the van, and it's very clear when I recap those conversations how much time we have to just kill talking about and Googling whatever on our phone. Just reading to each other all of these. We do a lot of history lessons in the van.
A lot of history lessons. There was that interesting discussion on the Fermi paradox and artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Well, I mean, alien intelligence. I don't even want to get into that. That was insane.
Well, when you bring a PhD student, on the van, they're just gonna, it's gonna be crazy. Well, and you bring a photographer, and of course, it's all gonna look amazing. It's like, oh, look, they look glamorous. All of their candid shots are so cool. Okay, but you have to interact with fans, right? So, when you guys when the Humming House comes to San Francisco, we're gonna show up and kind of we're with the band, and we'll try to try to get access and all that kind of thing. But so you have, I'm sure, have had amazing interaction with fans, and then you've had awkward ones. So, whatever you can share publicly, I don't want any crazy stuff, but. What have been some of your most amazing fan interactions? And then if you have any this one time was a little awkward and we weren't quite, whatever. What's the awkward story?
I would say our most amazing fan interactions are the ones that, the interactions that become friendships, and we wind up crashing in their houses when we're on the road, and they cook us wonderful meals and show us around their town. Those are the best, and that's actually happened. We have friends in many major cities that started out as fans and became friends of ours.
Yeah. It's kind of shocked me, this being my first big touring experience. People in the folk music world are just extremely hospitable. They want to meet you after the show. They want to cook dinner for you. They want to give you a place to stay if you don't have one, or if it's better than the one that the venue's giving you. And I've just been blown away by that. I don't know that we would have been able to survive on the road without that kindness and that hospitality. And that's something I never expected to see.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And it also gives us a little piece of home when we're on the road to be able to sleep in a bed and have a kitchen at our disposal and those kinds of things. It's really a boost to our morale. Awkward fan situations. There's been plenty of them.
Some too awkward to even relay.
The guy with the shots in Chicago.
Oh, I wasn't there for that. But you should tell that story because I've heard that story so much now that I could probably.
Yeah, you probably could. There was a gentleman in Chicago who was this poor guy. He was heartbroken, and he's actually from Austin, and his girlfriend of 5 years had broken up with him, so he went to visit his buddy in Chicago, and he stayed late way late after we were closing up. The bar was closing, and we were packing up our stuff. And he ordered 25 shots of Fireball for the whole bar. Anybody could have them, and nobody wanted them. Nobody.
Oh no.
Fireball. So they just lined up on the bar, and he was just kind of standing there sort of passively saying things like, nobody wants these shots, nobody wants to go buy.
Of course nobody wants 25 shots of Fireball.
So finally Bobby and I took some for the team, and we're kind of like throwing them over our shoulder. This poor guy, it was sort of an awkward moment. There was another guy who at Old Settlers Music Festival who asked me to sign his chest. That was a little strange.
Awkward.
Yeah, surely you have one or two.
I know, Josh. I mean, come on, has that happened to you? That's
no, I have gold ones here, but we're
again. I can't edit the video, so.
I think one of the best. It wasn't really that awkward, but there was this guy. I think he was doing sound for us somewhere, and he came up to the show afterward.
Oh.
And it sounded like he was really passionate, and he's like, "Man, you know what? You guys are freaking pretty good." Like that's it. I don't know if that's supposed to be insulting or just real or what.
It was gonna be
you guys,
great.
man, friggin'.
You guys were so all right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
So
how you're on the road? So how do your families deal with this? I know I've seen pictures, Leslie, of you like stealing away time to talk on the phone in the van and those kind of things. I mean, Javier has the dog and the garden and has to take care of all the stuff while you're gone, and I travel a lot, so I have a family that does that as well. But how do you all manage that so that you kind of stay connected to home?
I don't know how bands survived with families before technology.
Yeah.
I've never had to tour without an iPhone and without, FaceTime at the ready, and we text constantly and always find time every single day to call. Got to make sure that happens, because it's a very conscious decision, because Javi has a completely different schedule than I do. Like, his day starts at 8 or 9 in the morning and ends at 4 or 5, and that's right when we load in at a club, and then we sound check, and then we go until like midnight. So our schedules are completely off. So it's like you have to early in the day sort of figure out what time is a good time to call, and when we'll have a chance to catch up, and our phone conversations are, it's like every day it's sort of the same, so it's gotta.
Right.
But it's really important to do that, because it's very easy to sort of lose touch with everything that's going on in the real world when you're on the road. So.
Yeah. I think Leslie nailed it with the technology. Like, I couldn't imagine doing this, like having to write postcards and correspondence back to my wife.
Right.
No.
But yeah, the truth is, like, it's never the same as being at home. Like, a FaceTime will never be actual FaceTime.
Yeah.
But it does help. Like, the fact that I can pick up a phone and text my wife and within seconds or minutes have, like, a response and a conversation does feel like you're bringing a part of home with you. And I have no idea what it would feel like to be totally cut off in every regard.
It wouldn't work. There's no way I could. That would be very, very difficult. So it's great to be able to have technology at our disposal to be able to keep in touch. And Javi quit his job at the same time that I quit school, and he went back to school, so he's at home studying a lot. And
I don't know if you can see we have a dog in the window here.
What's up? I see him moving. I only usually see pictures.
Yeah, little Tony. Let me see if I can get him here.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Cute.
Daddy.
There he goes. Sup? Sup, dog? Like, what are you guys doing? Cool. Well, that's helpful. So, but you know what? I need to hear something, right? So you guys got to play something for us?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Playing Leslie's guitar.
That doesn't get very much playtime ever.
Oh, it's hard to play in a rocking chair.
You can steal the chair behind
sit
you.
On the thing.
You sure?
Oh, now my face is cut off.
There we go.
There we go.
What are we doing?
Do you want us to skip this?
Sure.
We all of our energy pretty much goes into Humming House at this point, so I don't even know the last time we played the song. Hopefully it'll be okay.
And this is from our side project, Hickory Slims.
This is great. Thanks.
You hear it okay?
Yep.
Well, if you're like me, sometimes you need a chance to rest your weary mind. Yo, and look, my friend, 'cause I got a method, a little trick to let you leave your pain behind. Just let down your troubles and you're battling the bubbles, singing to the muddy sand. Reach right down in and pick up a solution. Let the pretty pebble in the palm of your hands. Oh, hey now, now, little baby, don't pout. Hey now, now, you know. Oh, my, how your troubles all fly when you find yourself a skipping stone. Oh, oh, oh. We're doing like multiple background voices. We should have like 2 other guys singing behind us. Well, one skip, 2 skip, laughing with a few fish, nipping at your tiny toes. So you kick and you splash, you do a little dancing right there. You forgot about your lifelong woes. I left my family back in Mississippi, heading down the old North Coast. And I miss Jackson, but I'm going back just as soon as I can find a time to skip some stones. Oh, hey now, now, little baby, don't pout. Hey now, now, you know. Oh, my, how your troubles all fly when you find yourself a skipping stone. And oh, my, little baby, don't cry. Oh, my, oh, no. Hey now, now, watch your troubles all down when you find yourself a skipping stone. Should we even do the bridge? Try. Well, 1 skip, 2 skip till you get the hang of it. 3 and 4, but you do a little more. 5, then 6. Nah, that ain't the best you can do.
7, 8, 7, 9,
well, 9, 10. Now you gotta skip again. 1 skip, 2 skip till you get the hang of it.
3 and 4, but you do a little more.
5, then 6. Now that ain't the best you can do.
7 and 8, I see that's really nothing to it.
9, 10. Boy, what kind of rock you use? 11, 12. How'd you learn to skip so well? Mandolin solo. And the chorus. Oh, hey now, now, little baby, don't pout. Hey now, now, you know. Oh, my, how your troubles all fly when you find yourself a skipping stone. And oh, my, little baby, don't cry. Oh, my, oh, no. Hey now, now, watch your troubles all down when you find yourself a skipping stone. Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much. That's fun. Well, you know, it's clear just from watching the videos and seeing the pictures. I mean, you know, you can create any persona you want, really, as you both know. But it does seem like you all really get fed by this. So thank you for that. So what's coming up next for Humming House? Are you touring again? What can folks expect, and where you're going to be and all that?
Touring back. Do we have a show Saturday, and then we're gone for another 11?
9 days. Don't make it longer. Yeah, we actually just had the opportunity offered to us a couple weeks ago to open up for Bob Schneider in the Northeast. So we were actually just in New York City and Philly for our own shows, and now we're going back on Sunday and Monday to both of those cities to open for Bob Schneider in much bigger rooms in front of many more people in those 2 cities. And then we're doing DC and lots of the Northeast right now. And then we're heading down to Florida in the middle of October, or late October. We're playing a folk festival. So we're kind of all over the place on the eastern seaboard. So.
That's pretty par for the course for us, though.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Our poor Van, she gets a run for her money.
Yes.
And all of this is listed on your website, and people can engage there and everything. Okay, I'm going to ask you one more question before we jump to our last ones. Both of you are pretty involved in social media, that you all are pretty active. And I've noticed that you've done some creative things using technology and social media with your fans and trying to kind of build up support and just get yourself out there. How has social media, impacted what you're doing now? And you all both seen it kind of increase from your childhood up. But how have you been leveraging all that for your work?
This is mostly Leslie's work. I mean, I'll definitely be witty on Twitter and send it out, but
which is very important.
The cultivating that relationship is mostly on Leslie, and I can vouch. We've been at the merch table after shows selling stuff, and people show up and say, "I was so excited to see you guys after our interaction on Instagram, or after you liked my photo that I put up on Instagram, or you favorited the tweet that I was saying about this band or that band." And honestly, kind of like we were talking about how with our significant others you continue the relationship and feel closer just because of that technology, I think fans feel the same thing.
Yeah.
Twitter puts at a second's notice, somebody that's, we're not celebrities, but potentially somebody that is a celebrity could be within your reach within seconds,
right,
because of this little tweet.
Yeah.
And I think I have seriously downplayed how meaningful that interaction actually is to people. And I'm continually shocked and surprised in the best possible way every show that I find out how much weight those interactions do have, which just inspires us to just use it all the more.
Right.
And glues us to our phone every time we're in the van.
I think it's really important because we run all of our social media, so it's not like there's some manager of ours or assistant or something that's sitting in an office pretending to be us. It's definitely us that does all of the interacting on every social media. I mean, and we have everything. We have Pinterest, we have a photo blog, we have a Tumblr. It's we're across the board on there, and it's another thing where I don't know how bands. I mean, I know they did exist before social media, obviously, but it seems like it's such an easy tool to build up your fan base. And
and the truth is, we got started as this band totally independent, doing everything on our own, working with. Well, I mean, we worked with a lot of professionals, but ones that had a willingness to work with us as independent musicians.
Right.
And every musician, no matter what stage of the game they're at, needs some level of promotion and publicity. And most of that's just unaffordable and unattainable to people.
Right.
But social media isn't. You don't really have to spend a dime to get really involved. And we every once in a while we'll pay for ad support or promoted posts, but very rarely. And that is the smallest part of the interaction that we have with fans through those. Yeah. Through those mediums.
And people look at follower numbers as legitimacy.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Who's this random band that liked my photo? They only have 10 followers.
Right.
Who's this random band with 10,000 followers?
Right. It's a little silly because it's a little silly because we have 12,000 followers on Instagram, and I think Nickel Creek has 4,000.
Yeah. Right. No. I've seen some of my friends. I'm like, you're way more a big deal than me, and you just So it's humbling, right? It's it keeps everything in perspective. All right, so surprisingly we're at the end of our time already. I can't believe this. So these things go really fast. And then, as folks know, I ask these random questions at the end, and so Leslie and Josh here, and you can just answer them and give more if you want or not. It's totally up to you. All right, so and you can decide who goes first. First concert.
Okay. First concert. My brother took me out to see the Girls' Night Out tour, which was Reba McEntire, Sarah Evans, I think maybe Shania Twain, and one other female country artist at the time. So it was called Girls' Night Out. It was my first concert ever.
Awesome.
I have to confer with my parents, but I'm pretty sure it was Bill Gaither's Gaither Vocal Group Gospel Show. Something like that.
Okay. All right, second question. All right, so there is going to be movies made of your life. Leslie, who plays Josh, and Josh, who plays Leslie?
Oh, Colin Firth plays Josh.
Lucy Liu plays Leslie.
Awesome. Okay.
Yes.
And your first or your worst job?
First or worst?
My very first job, I worked at a custard creamery, scooping out custard. I was 13.
All right. Cool.
My only real experience with corporate America has been Target. Just I did in high school, and I remember I was like the quintessential employee, but my red shirts were not red enough for Target at some point, and I was just I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
Do you not know what crimson is, my friend?
It's red.
All right. If you get to change places with one person for one day, you get all their gifts, skills, and resources. Who would it be?
Oh man. That's a really good question.
I feel like if I answer the wrong thing, I'm giving up on the opportunity of a lifetime.
I know. It's actually going to happen. Shoot.
This is supposed to be a stumper, but I feel absolutely stumped.
I know. I feel.
You know what? I don't have a name, but we were flipping through this super ritzy person magazine, and there was a picture of a guy smoking a cigar on a tobacco plantation in Cuba with a white linen shirt. And I thought to myself, man, I want to be that guy.
I could do that for a day.
Look at my tobacco.
I would be
until the revolution hits, and then you got to get out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like part of me wants to jump into the bodies of George R.R. Martin or J.K. Rowling, so I could start a book and then they have to finish it. Or start a new Harry Potter book, or.
Oh man, yeah. The amount of Game of Thrones that we read and watch.
What a sad answer, though. I mean, of all of the powerful people in the world.
I started to try to read Game of Thrones, and I just could not keep up with all the names.
Oh, I love it.
Honestly, that's the hardest entry.
Oh, man, I just don't have attention span enough to do it. Anyway, all right. So your last question is this: pay it forward. One, you can do one organization together, or two separate ones. It can be organizations, people that more people need to know about, and I'll make sure we kind of put them on the recap and get their names and services or their passions out there. So pay it forward.
Are we doing it?
You want to do it?
I kind of do.
Okay, so we have there's a local business called My Friend Who Loves to Cook, and she makes this wonderful pancake mix called Sunday Morning Pancake Mix, and it's the highlight of my weekend every weekend that we make it.
This cannot be understated. Leslie fantasizes about coming home from the road so that she can sit down.
I saw that you have 2 Saturdays in a row.
Yeah,
right?
I know. So excited. It's going to be amazing. So Josh wrote a jingle, and we're going to record it for her eventually, and this is how the jingle goes.
Well, actually, we kind of wrote the jingle. We just all started singing Sunday morning pancake time. We just started singing that all the time.
Yeah.
So that's got more of it. It's
yeah.
Monday morning
pancake time.
No, that's not how it goes.
Oh.
Sunday morning.
Oh.
Monday morning,
Sunday morning,
Tuesday morning,
Sunday morning,
Wednesday evening,
Sunday morning.
I'll be eating Sunday morning, weekdays, weekends when we dine. Sunday morning, pancake time. Sunday morning, pancake time.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, they're amazing. I think she got distribution with Whole Foods or something.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So
cool. Okay, well, we'll make sure we give her some play. That's awesome. All right. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this episode of BRC and Friends. Thanks again to Leslie and Joshua hanging out. You can wave goodbye. Thank you all for being with us. Be sure to check out the episode recap on Reyes-Chow.com, where I'll include all the links we've talked about during today's episode. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube links. I'm going to put mine right there, and then we'll put Humming House's right there, so you can subscribe to our YouTube links. Also, share this episode with your friends. Be sure to connect with us. There's tons of links below and on the recap, so make sure that you do that. And until next time on BRC and Friends, please, please keep talking, because there are just times when silence is not an option. We'll see you next time.